Blade and Soul announces closed beta weekends in the West. Gigantic already decommissions a hero in closed beta. Webzen picks up a brand new game to publish but drops another. Skyforge continues its flood of new updates, and it looks like Ghost in the Shell Online is coming to the West, one way or the other. What's happening, guys? James Blonde here with MMOHuts.com with a fairly packed weekly recap for MMO news and announcements of the week ending September 21st, 2015, and I am now back from my wedding and vacation, which was absolutely fantastic. If you ever get the chance to go snorkeling in Cozumel, Mexico, definitely do so. I can't wait to go back. And as for the news, not quite as much as I would have expected happened over the last week and a half. I guess game companies knew I was gone, so they put stuff on pause just for a bit. But don't worry, there's still plenty to talk about, starting with the recent launch of ArcheAge 2.0, Heroes Awaken. I mentioned in the previous recap that it was headed our way, and now it is officially launched as the largest expansion to the Western version of ArcheAge, overhauling the guild system, introducing new housing mechanics, politics, and straight-up domination. As the name implies, this new update allows players to become a hero via the brand new hero system, and from there they can lead their guilds to war, upgrade their houses to specialize in crafting proficiencies, and a lot more. More servers have opened up for this update, allowing new and veteran players to get a fresh start, but the new trailer you see playing here in the background isn't quite getting good feedback from the community, with just as many dislikes as it has likes. Seems like Trion might need to take a step back and figure out a way to patch things with their community more than anything. But regardless, if you haven't looked into what's new in this expansion, we've got a detailed breakdown at the MMOHuts site post linked in the description below. Also launching from Trion Worlds is the Rise of the Shadow Tower update for Trove, introducing the new Lunar Lancer class and the deadliest enemies to date. The Lunar Lancer uses a spear to take down enemies, with a passive that empowers all of his other abilities once powered up. The other nice part is the ability to use the right-click skill to grapple up walls, close the gap between enemies, or get the heck out of dodge if need be. The new launch trailer you see playing here gives you a brief preview, but as you can tell, the new enemies within the Shadow Tower are going to be somewhat problematic. Just a guess. Next up, just after going into a much-anticipated closed beta, Gigantic developer Motiga announced that the big game hunter Roland has been removed from the hero roster. I was kind of wondering why he was the only non-playable character when I hopped into the closed beta the weekend before last, but given the larger player base and increased voice of feedback during the closed beta weekends, it became clear to the developers that Roland had turned into some sort of odd gadgeteer that didn't quite match him visually, nor make for a compelling kit in the very run-and-gun style of the game. So for now, he's been pulled to undergo a comprehensive makeover featuring visual changes and a kit overhaul to create someone who better fits into the Gigantic world both lore-wise and gameplay-wise. Playing the game so far, it's easy to see that they're fully capable of making some awesome developmental decisions, so I'm really looking forward to the new and improved version of Roland. So I know you guys have been wondering why I haven't covered In-Spirit Online yet. Well, there's been a reason, and it has to do with the publishing contracts and Western localization of the game involving a lawsuit, unfortunately, that we haven't been able to talk about. So, In-Spirit Online is the non-officially recognized Western version of Elite Lord of Alliance, or ELOA for short. And as of early last week, Webzen announced the official Western version of ELOA is coming to North America and Europe through Webzen.com. So MPIC Soft, which is the developer for ELOA, has signed an official publishing agreement with Webzen, giving them full copyright to the game. So the name of the game will actually remain Elite Lord of Alliance. Not exactly sure what will become of the current In-Spirit Online. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. On the other side of things, along with Webzen's announcement to publish ELOA in the West, they also announced the closure of Archlord 2. Man, that was fast. Set to happen in about 2 months' time on November 24th. So in this case, with Webzen, you win some, you lose some. Literally. They basically traded Archlord 2 for ELOA and Asta, the War of Tears and Winds, which actually has a very similar playstyle to Archlord 2 and has been coined the Asian World of Warcraft. So, we'll see how that goes in the West when the time comes. In other news, Aeria Games followed up the Dragomon Hunter class showcase with a showcase for some of the Dragomon themselves. The new trailer you see playing here shows just a small few of the mini Dragomon you'll discover, fight, and capture in the game. As of now, you're able to defeat and collect over 100 different types of Dragomon of different rarities and harvest materials from them in order to craft powerful gear based on the Dragomon type, kind of like you could in Raiders. So that's cool. To be honest, the combat in this game actually looks really fun, and according to their official website, it natively supports gamepad, so now I'm really interested in finding out how the combat and controls feel. But seeing that it's Aeria Games, we don't have to expect a long wait to gain access. Should be just around the corner. Other news from Aeria Games, according to an official announcement, the Korean version of Echo of Soul has shut down its servers and closed the game completely, but it has no effect on the Western version of the game, just to be clear. Han Games was the official publisher for Echo of Soul in Korea and has decided to move from PC gaming to mobile game publishing. Go figure. Aeria's official forum post confirms that Envious, the developer on the game, is in sound financial shape and will continue development going forward. As further reassurance, Aeria mentioned a major update in the works that may include a new class. Something to look forward to. Next up, a minor yet comprehensive patch made its way to Skyforge this past week, labeled as Aelion's Call. This update provides players with a new raid, invasion atlases, the new catch-up system, and plenty more. The new catch-up system allows players to put catch-up on anything they like. Not really. It's actually designed for players who haven't played for an extended period or have signed up recently in order to catch up with active players. Makes this a little easier in conjunction with the reworked core upgrade system and tweaks on player progression. Clans have now been removed from Pantheon, so now they consist of a single list of members and commanders, simplifying that system. With this new update, the developers have taken the opportunity to fill in the gaps and add voices to more of the NPCs, as well as adding voicing to other aspects of the game, which is always nice. Check out the new trailer along with the patch notes linked in the description below to catch up on all the details. Just in case you guys missed the awesome announcement and interview video I posted, NCSoft announced closed beta dates for the Western version of Blade and Soul. The closed beta is going to take place during the weekends, starting on October 30th for the North American servers, although there is no region block, so European players can hop on that one as well. There will be a minimum of 5 beta weekends spanning at least 20 days, which should give players plenty of time to test the gameplay and performance prior to the game's official release in the first quarter of 2016. The actual European servers go live with closed beta a little later on November 24th, along with the French and German language versions. Beyond that, in more recent news, NCSoft released a few new videos showcasing an introduction to combat in the form of a live stream, and as you can see here, an overview for the Blade Master. Head over to MMOHuts.com for all the updates to the Western version of Blade and Soul, and keep an eye out for beta keys in the next few weeks. Also happening while I was on vacation, Otherland went into Steam Early Access on September 10th, and as of now has come across as mostly positive on Steam reviews. Granted, in order to access the game, you do have to pick up one of the starter editions, deluxe editions, or collector's editions for prices $19, $29, and $49 respectively. Now that being said, the nice part about this game's Early Access is that it's in a closer to complete stage of development than most other Early Access games. So the new Early Access trailer you see playing here gives you a quick overview of what to expect so far. You've just got to decide to make that buy-in leap to get Early Access. But just to clarify, when the game launches, it will be free to play. Cool news for RuneScape fans happening recently. Jagex Game Studios announced the launch of DarkScape, a cutthroat and fresh twist on the deadly PvP sandbox experience set in a shadowy, alternate RuneScape universe. DarkScape is entirely free to play, so unlike RuneScape, there is no membership option. This game features a surprising and treacherous world divided into low and high-risk regions, each with their own economy, setting it up with a perfect recipe for PvP carnage. So in this game, the line between friend and foe becomes very blurry, so players will have to watch their backs, while they'll work together to protect trade routes, hold resource plots, and assemble into bandit groups. Sounds like it can get pretty addicting for PvP fans. It's already launched, so might as well start your addiction. Next up, we have a really cool new shooter game from Neopol and Nexon called Ghost in the Shell Online First Assault. This new multiplayer online FPS features 7 playable characters from Section 9 of the Ghost in the Shell anime. Unfortunately, as of right now, there isn't much known about the game, but players should expect to find a skill share system that lets them loan skills to allies in battle, along with extensive cyborg customization, of course, which is always cool. The nice thing is we've got this new trailer here showing off gameplay that clearly features ability-based characters and awesome mechanics. The even nicer part is that with this video, they confirm the Western release. And you can actually apply for the closed beta starting now at firstassaultgame.com. So make that 2 awesome new FPS games published by Nexon, this one and Lawbreakers. Well, it looks like they start early. The pre-alpha season is now live in Unreal Tournament in the latest build of the game. This is the biggest release to date, which features new characters, 3 new maps, including a remake of the iconic map, Facing Worlds. The Capture the Flag exhibition tournament has come and gone, but it marks the start of pre-alpha season, which will run through the end of October. So if you play on the official Epic hubs, you gain experience, which will allow you to unlock new character customization options. So check out the official website for more details. Otherwise, you can download the game in pre-alpha for free and experience it yourself. Next up, as you might have expected or even guessed, World of Tanks announced that it'll be coming to the PlayStation 4 sometime in the near future. Wargaming doesn't mess around and stick with a single platform, that's just not their style. I'm pretty sure just like the Xbox One version, this isn't a port over from any other platform. The PS4 version will be from scratch and have full DualShock 4 controller integration, share play, and remote play functionality, and will not require a PlayStation Plus membership. With this announcement, they've already made registration available. And finally, for a last bit of news, Robocraft is at it again. Following their Unleashed update and more recent Legends of the Pit update, FreeJam is introducing a community robot factory, which allows players to create and then share their robots with each other. The developers expect there to be hundreds of thousands of creations available in the CRF, all of which are able to be viewed in 3D and either rented or purchased by players. Of course, all of the original creators of the robots will earn RP and GC every time their robot is rented or purchased. So I guess you can look at it this way. This means that literally everything is available for free in Robocraft if you're able to build good robots that earn you GC to, pay for everything else. Pretty cool new setup, especially if you need help figuring out a design for a robot that actually works well in battle. Something I can't seem to do. But anyway, guys, that's about it for all the major MMO news and announcements over the past week or two. Like always, you can get more information about the news topics featured in the recap from the links in the description below, or you can pick up even more MMO news straight from MMOHuts.com. Feel free to discuss the news in the comments below, or head over to MMOHuts.com/forums. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for even more updates, and until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.